I guess I was on mute the whole time. Am I on mute the whole time? Good now? Are we good? Are we good? Perfect. Well, here's the good news. A lot of the stuff I said can be easily repeated, so no worries. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning note. Here's the levels on your left hand, your side of your screen. The Dow is up 22 points, Nasdaq up 32, S&P up 7, Russell 2000 is flat. Light sweet crude oil is up 2% pre-market. Yields are now at 1.287, and the VIX is down 1.13% at 1924. The rest here, I can go over pretty quickly. Gold is below 1800 at 1796 an ounce, 0.58%. Silver at 2375 an ounce. Euro dollar 118.09, up 6 pips. Dollar yen 109.39, down 29 pips. Ethereum 34.07 on the future side, 47,480 for Bitcoin currently. We're all good? Good morning. All right. This mic sometimes, I tell you, it's a pain. It says it's connected and it doesn't connect. What can I do? I have to make sure that you guys can hear me. Obviously, the microphone on the iMac isn't the best. So here we are. So big news. We're going to go over first Microsoft and the news that came up. So again, Microsoft is up pre-market. So you can take a look at it. If I'm a happy shareholder, here's why. Microsoft boosts dividend 11%, sets a new $60 billion buyback. Microsoft new per share quarterly dividend is now 62 cents, up 6 cents or 11% from last quarter. And meanwhile, it approved a buyback of about $60 billion in stock. That program has no expiration date. Just a heads up. So Microsoft, a great company to own long term. And if you are a holder, you have just been rewarded. But in order to play calls, if we're trading here, you can always wait for 304.86. I'd rather wait for the break of 306.09 if we're going to get there. So again, this could be baked as you're getting that right near that resistance level here on Microsoft. So I wouldn't go long today, to be completely honest with you. Let's take a look at E-mini futures. E-mini futures, I am short E-mini futures. I am short, I have SPY puts as well. So again, we could see here a pretty much set channel here under the downside on E-mini futures. So for the most part, what we've been getting is some pops in here and then drops below the 50-day moving average. So that seems to be your resistance so far as we keep going down. The trend line shows that the bottom of this range is around 44.30. We broke that bottom of the range a couple of times yesterday, and then it kind of bounced here and there. So, but you're not getting a lot of volatility. So the VIX has been kind of under 20. So you're not getting a lot of fear. You're seeing a lot of structured selling for the most part. Really, the target that has downside room is really for 4,400. So that'd be 440 on SPY, and that seems that it might hit that by the end of the week. Just due to seasonality. And I was speaking about seasonality and how important what that means. September and October being the weakest months in the S&P seasonally. June has one as well, February as well, end of February. But for the most part, since we're in third quarter, you could see that September, what this gentleman is saying is, as most aware, September is the most bearish month for SPY, S&P, played out so far, and 8 of the last 10 years saw solid pullbacks. Worth noting that the average September sees early month pullback, mid-month rally until the 17th or so. We're in the 15th, and then a late month drop. So early October usually is a major buying opportunity. So if we kept that analog as we see it currently, it looks like we may even break that 50-day moving average that has been support for the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. The last 7 months, we've respected that 50-day moving average. Have we had wicks below that and actually bounce? Yes. We broke that around March, also in May slightly, and of course June. Was it June until July? So again, we could see that it can break, but it seems to be bouncing off that certain level there. So again, looking at here, if we're playing that 50-day moving average, looks like 4,400 or 4,420 or so is that 50-day. 44.25 is your 50-day. But again, we already saw that it comes more of a drop towards the tail end of the month. So again, I'm expecting 4,400. 4,400 to 43.85 seems to be a great buy level. I would be going long there since looks like we're keeping that trend right on time. So again, you're not seeing massive selling, which is really interesting, but yet you're not getting any bullish price action either. So as time and the actual trend will show you, at 4,400 seems to be kind of a magnet. It's just going to take time to get there. I expect it to actually happen by the end of the week with OPEX and triple witching contracts become expired that day all at once. So yeah, let's take a look at some pre-market movers this morning. Looking at the Dow, Apple's up 0.18%, Microsoft up 1.35%, Goldman Sachs is down 0.66%. They announced that they're buying a company, I believe, that finances braces for children. Intel Corporation is up 0.15%, and Merck is up 0.32%. And the S&P, anything that stands out, Wynn Resorts is down 6.12%. There's a China crackdown about Macau. We went ahead and sent out the tweet earlier today showing how these Chinese casinos are just getting hit overnight. Like it was like 20% moves to the downside. I will go ahead and actually show you that. Give me a second here. Here's the Chinese casino stocks. This is not for the year. This is overnight, and you could see that. Sands in China down 32% in one session. Wynn down 29% in one session. Galaxy, MGM, and SJM Holdings. So owning some Chinese stocks can be difficult right now in this period, but again, I only own two. I would not go as much as more than that in regards to China, especially with their regulatory environment. And in other news, Gavin Newsom did not get recalled in this election. A lot of people have asked, will that affect the markets? Not really. Markets really don't like change for the most part, and the recall did not happen. So Gavin Newsom still becomes governor, or still is governor for the next, I believe, 2 years. So that's some news that happened last night. All right, good morning. Good morning. Let's take a look at everything. So I'm a bit bearish for the short term. Yes, Carmen, I am. I just went over that in regards to the ES chart. Thoughts on beyond calls? Let's take a look at it. Sorry about being on mute, guys, but now you're all up to date. And I'll stay on a little longer to answer more questions. Beyond, let's take a look at it. Looks like we did break that short-term support around 112. Let's say the daily gives us a little more of a view here. Looks like we filled that gap to 108.99. If you're looking for more downside, 101. But would I buy calls here? No, I would not. You would need to break 112 again before you even take a look at it. You could possibly target 115 or 116. But I don't like the chart at all, actually. Let's take a look at Apple. That's right. Apple had their iPhone conference yesterday. We said it for the past 2 weeks. It's a sell the news event. It just happens that way. And it looks like it did sell, but then it did bounce slightly. So really 147 is your support. If you're targeting puts, then definitely 144 is a good target. And you can kind of see the head and shoulders formation there as well. Kind of doesn't look as great, or if you want to look at it, what I just saw right now, looks like Batman. Thoughts on DD? Do you think the price can go lower? Let's take a look at it. Looking at DD here on the hourly, pretty much a sideways action, did have a little break, but then came back down. We could definitely get that back down to around 8. Doesn't look bullish at all. I mean, no, it looks like we're going to probably test $7. If we break $8 on DD, we're going to get down to 716, which is support on the 1 year chart. Well, this year's chart, because I believe it was an IPO. So it does not look good at all. Thoughts? QQQ from Isaac. Looking at Qs here, we talked about that NASDAQ when I was on mute, so my apologies. But looking at Qs here, good news is that Microsoft's going to give a lot of points to the NASDAQ because it's heavily weighted there, the second heaviest weight. But we are seeing a downtrend, of course, on Qs. And as we get down more, it looks like we can continue really just get down to around 375 to 374. The expectation is that today we'll break 375. And then your next level down is right around 370, 372. Again, especially if we start getting selling on OPEX day, which is on Friday. But looking at the daily here, 368 is the 50-day moving average. And again, that seems to be that pivot bounce level. And you can see May was really convoluted. I see a lot of arrows there, obviously. But again, 368 seems to be the target for the downside. It may hit this week, but that remains to be seen. But we need to get below 372, actually 372, to actually start seeing the continuance. What we don't want to see, especially if you're a bear here, is that you go ahead and bounce above that 100-day moving average, which seems to be that resistance so far. Let's see, IRNT gamma squeeze. Let's see. Oh, so wow, went from 42.39 at its peak 2 Tuesdays ago to right around 28 now. I don't know where the short interest is on the name, but again, obviously a well-defined uptrend, and this must be a new company because, oh, okay, so I guess an IPO. But yeah, I mean, could it be a gamma squeeze? Sure. I don't know if 42 will be tested. Maybe get above 30 and start seeing where we go from there. But wow, this is one of those AMC, GMC, GME things again. Could be. So again, my apologies on everyone that did not hear for the first 5 minutes because of my microphone. My apologies again. So sorry. And I don't have subtitles. Shoot. All right, any other questions this morning? Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Again, I'm very, very sorry that you did not hear me, but I went ahead and repeated everything for you guys. So have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and catch you then, guys.